Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Episode 53 of the 9 to 5 Fitness Podcast. I'm joined with Anabolic Gabe. Gab, how are you? How'd you sleep?
Mate, I'm very well. I slept very well. Had to put the headphones in while I slept last night, but I still got a good 8 hours. What about yourself?
Yeah, I had a pretty good sleep. Feeling very good today. We've had a big week.
Mate, an absolute grind of a week.
We're back.
Yeah.
I feel like we're really locking in. There's new ideas bouncing off. 9 to 5 Fitness is a great place to be around. You're in a good spot if you're listening to this podcast. 9 to 5 to the moon.
Exactly, guys. Get around it. We are taking over. That is the
We
go.
are taking over. Now, any achievements for you this week, mate?
Any achievements? Why? Is this just because you want me to ask you if you've got any of your own?
I do.
My achievement is that I'm wearing this jersey on this podcast here. It's the Josh Giddey Oklahoma City third jersey. Very hard to get. A lot of people have been asking me, where do you get this jersey from? Well, I ordered it in August. Probably got it in like December or something. It was about $300. Took ages. And I'm pretty sure you can't even get them anymore. So yeah, good luck getting one, Champos.
That's a big achievement.
That's my achievement.
Yep.
Any for yourself, mate?
There was a big achievement for me, and I'm about to get into it. But before I do, I just want people who are listening on Spotify to make sure they give us 5 stars, mate. It's so easy to do. It helps us out. If you could just please give us 5 stars or any stars. 5 preferably.
No, give us 5.
All right,
I'll
please.
literally choke hold you if you give us anything less.
Please.
We got like 400 plus reviews and they're all 5-star.
Yeah, it's true. So please give us 5 stars. We really appreciate it. Now, my big achievement this week, I ran a sub 20-minute 5K, mate. I've been going at it for a long time now. That's been a little goal of mine since I first started running.
Mate, it wasn't just sub 20 minute. It wasn't like 19:59 or 57 something. It was 34.
Yeah. So 19:34, I ran 5Ks in. That's a average pace of, I think, 350-ish or 355 maybe. It was brutal. It was really brutal. But I learnt that I probably had it in me a few months ago. I've just been weak as piss.
Yeah, not pushing yourself enough, mate.
Not at all.
Too many of those, what are they, punishment runs?
Yeah. Or just kind of getting through and giving up. It's especially in that second and third kilometre that you can't, it's just easy to kind of roll over.
Yeah, whereas you got that mentality, you are not your pain right now. Get through.
Yeah, it was a beaut day for it. I was running along I actually drove to the track, Duncan McKinnon, near us.
Is that right?
Yeah, and it was being used by a few kids. And I thought, you know what, bugger that. I'm not going near that.
Yeah.
Because I want to put the headphones in and get the job done. So I drove down to the beach,
Yep.
bike path, and
That's
I got
awesome.
a quick story. I'm going to be putting out thumbtacks on the bike path from now on because I was running along the bike path, and mate, I keep very narrow. Like you can go around me easily, and this cyclist is like 70 k's past me, and he puts his elbow out, hits me,
mate.
Oh,
Get me on the canyon to come after him. I'll put down 2,000 watts, catch him in 1 second.
My guts were coming out of my mouth, but I couldn't speak. But I just remember thinking, I fucking hate you.
You're you're the worst guy. You give cyclists a bad rep.
Literally, he was angry. You know those angry cyclists?
Yeah. Most of the ones I ride with I find I've never met a bad one, but obviously biased. But mate, there's a certain type of cyclist that rides on the bike path.
Yeah,
if you ride on the road, you're different.
True.
You're built different on the road.
Yeah, you can't be riding
because you're the kind of minority.
Yeah,
you've got cars there. Whereas if you're on the bike path, like mate, just get on the road, mate. The bike path, like come on.
So maybe tonight might go and put some thumbtacks out if you want to come with me.
Yeah, no, I'll join you.
Maybe we'll live stream it. Yeah. But yeah, so sub 20-minute 5K. Tick, done it.
What's the next goal? Sub 18-minute 5K?
Yeah, probably sub 18. To be honest, I'm more than happy to just hang up the boots. Like that's such a goal that I was trying to hit. But maybe sub 18. Well, I'm more footy stuff now. So into the 2K thing now.
I know Higo was saying they do 3Ks at Saints. Carlton, they do 2Ks.
Yep.
That's 5Ks. Quite long. Is it very relevant for footy or?
Yeah, it's probably. I mean, it's probably just as relevant as a 2 or 3K. But yeah, I mean those distances are such pricks, especially like a 2K. I reckon is just so borderline sprint.
Anyway, it just looks so attractive when that pace per kilometre is below 4 minutes. I think. It's just keep it below that.
It's a good look, especially on Strava.
Yeah, separates the men from the boys and the women from the girls on that one.
Definitely. Now, I just wanted to get into a few things that I found helped me when I was doing this. Firstly, was like interval training. I was doing 5 sets of 1 kilometer efforts under about 3 minutes 40, and then 90 seconds rest in between. Hopefully you understand it. Write it down if you don't. On top of that, also sleep. The night before I ran, I had the best sleep of my life. I think I got like 100 or 93% on sleep cycle. Very happy with it. Diet, you come into it feeling pretty light. You don't want a big steak sitting in your stomach. So hydrate up, diet, so on. And then it was just general grit from there. So like just digging in, I said, from the first K, I said, nah, no chance, I'm not hitting this today. Like I will run until I pass out.
That mentality type thing, just like keep the legs one after the other. Doesn't matter what the mind's telling you. Channel your inner David Goggins and get it done.
Exactly right. So there you go. If you're looking to do a sub 20-minute 5K, those are my 4 tips. Please get it done because trust me, you feel elite.
And if you do want to get a bit fitter, we got the running programs as well.
That'll definitely help you get that 5K for sure. That will build up your fitness probably in the quickest. I don't think there's any program that will build your fitness up any quicker.
Because we get like an odd comment every now and again going, you don't need a program to run, just run. It's like, well, actually, a bit of structure certainly does help, and it will make sure you're not overrunning and absolutely running yourself into the ground. And
it's literally $10 for two programs. Like we spent fucking hours making it. So anyway, whatever. If you don't want it, don't get it. If you do, then it's there for you for your desire.
Cool.
What else?
Well, I think that's a fantastic achievement, mate, and well done. And only up from here. I think, you started with your running. You were, what would you say, pretty average runner, and now you're pretty good? Yeah,
definitely an average longer distance runner. I've always been good kind of 20 meters, but I think once you knock over that sub 20 minute 5K, you're becoming, you're pretty talented there.
Yeah. Fantastic. Now, I've been pretty inspired by some of the blokes over in the American scene with the Gorilla Mind, Young LA. They got their codes, they're making heaps of money. They're even younger than I am, and they're buying these insane cars. And, from what I've heard, it's within their means as well, which is pretty motivational for someone like you and I because, we're trying to hustle in the same way in the Australian market here. Obviously, it's not the same as America. But, they're buying these insane cars. They're buying, like, Hellcats and Lamborghini Uruses, and it's insane. Like, this guy, Sush Bra, he got a new Lambo Urus. So it made me think, like, a couple of years ago, my ceiling probably wasn't as high. I was thinking, my dream car is an Audi RS3, like, realistic kind of dream car, like 100K or so. And now it's like, 10 years' time, if we have an empire and have, like, quite a few assets and a bit of capital, what are our dream cars then? Update the dream. So for me, I was looking at them and I think a Lamborghini Urus lowered, so it almost looks like a coupe. Yep. Mate, so that'd be so cool. You got the apparel in the back. Like,
I used to be very adverse to modifying kind of Lamborghinis, especially, it's like such an expensive car. I feel as though you should kind of leave it to what it is when it comes out of the factory. But I saw that Sush one and he's got it, so it's been slammed, so it's lowered. It's also got like that Starlight.
Yeah, the Rolls Royce interior.
And it does look fantastic. So mate, if you do that, I'll hop in it with you.
So he did something really cool, which I'd love to do one day. So he doesn't give a fuck what he posts. Like he was just literally openly talk shit about like Gymshark and Raw Gear and stuff, and says how mid they are. It's pretty funny. But he's got like so much of the Young LA gear. And so it's like, yo, everyone come down to the gym. Like I'm giving away. Dude, the car was packed. Yeah. Like every seat was packed full of Young LA gear. And he opens his Lambo up and everyone's just taking shit from it.
How good would that be?
That'd be so sick, I reckon.
Yeah. So you're locking in for a
Lambo
Urus.
What are they, like 500K?
Yeah, probably around 500K.
Yeah.
Bro, you probably get it for 400, 450.
Yeah.
In Australia. Give them a shout out.
Yeah.
Shout out to Lamborghini. I wouldn't mind Lamborghini. They originally started with tractors, so that's what they first made. And there's a new Lamborghini tractor that I want.
Really?
Yep.
What's your dream car? 10 years time when you got excessive cash flow,
changes all the time.
Issue?
Probably either a Porsche GT2 RS or like a Porsche Turbo S.
Big spoiler on the back.
Yeah, like kind of pretty kind of understated kind of thing. Would love to buy like a big fat 4-wheel drive V8 G-Wagon kind of thing, or even a Bentley Bentayga.
I think it'd be pretty cool if you and I both park side by side on the main street in like Sorrento, and we both get posted on Melbourne Car Spotters, and they're like, look at these cars here, blah, blah, blah. That'd be goals.
And we could share it on 9 to 5.
Yeah, exactly.
That'd
be cool as.
That's the way. You've been catching up with some big dogs lately.
Oh, yeah, you know how it is, mate.
Must be nice. Give us the rundown.
I'll be posting a little bit of a vlog about this. But yeah, it just so happened that it was pretty action-packed. I went for a ride with Fraser Wilson. First time I've actually met him in person. Great bloke. We just went for a ride. I showed him around the hood kind of thing. But the kind of intention of the catch up was to discuss some collaborations, because I feel in Australia there isn't enough of a community. In LA you have everyone kind of collabing with each other and everything going on. It's just like happens all the time. Whereas in Australia it's like, dude, it's so behind. Like in terms of the content, the content is so shit, which is why I'm trying to up our content at the moment. And also there's no community. Everyone's kind of out for themselves, whether they mean that or not, but it just comes across that way. So I'm here trying to create a bit of a community. Fraser's kind of around and he was happy to catch up and we discussed some really cool ideas. So hopefully building a bit of a community in Australia. And I think you with Prime Train and stuff like that is a great example of that too. Like that's definitely only the start. Yeah,
it's cool to know that there's like, at least for like content consumers and stuff, you know, you guys are at home, like a lot of creators are collaborating behind the scenes and really trying to kind of make something of this. I feel like it's a new Australian community that we have. So, you know, like I was in Sydney, I almost caught up with Mendoza, just our times didn't work out. Things like that. You obviously saw Prime Train, Coach Yui. It's all happening behind the scenes. Did you see Higo as well?
Yeah, our good mate Higo had a sauna.
We love
with
Higo.
him. There's nothing better than a bit of sauna and chill, and you know the one I have is quite small, quite intimate, so you get some really good chats going on there, just like really deep, question the meaning of life and shit like that.
Did he sit on your lap?
Yeah, mate. Yeah. We massaged each other's hamstrings and stuff like that. So it was really great. And he said he was feeling elite after it, feeling really light, and he had a game in Ballarat the next day. And he kicked 3.
Huge.
So I'm attributing that to the sauna.
We'll take that. Good job. Do we need to put a roof over our head?
Yeah, we do, which is why we are sponsored by Manscaped.
Manscaped.
So you guys have heard this before, but they are a fantastic brand, absolutely killing it. They've sent us down, I think, the performance package with the Lawnmower 4.0.
Yeah.
And so that just means we're nice and tidy. We're well-groomed fellas, aren't we?
Yeah, we are.
And I think every bloke needs this in their arsenal, essentially. If you don't have one already, I think you're kind of behind the game. If you're dating, like, absolutely essential. If you want extra muscles on your legs, you need to be clipping your legs off. Stuff like that. So you need to get, like, the performance package. It's got everything you need in it. I picked up a few extra things like some nail clippers. We got the toiletries bag. It's all kind of in one. You know, have the skincare routine going on.
Yeah.
Just well-groomed fellas, I think, is what we're striving to be. And if you kind of want to get on that boat, then you can go to their website and you can use our code NTF. That'll give you 20% off and free shipping. Helps us out, helps you out. I think it's kind of best of both worlds there.
Totally agree. That was a great work, mate. I can't live without my Manscaped. And I love the fact the new one is it's like you charge it, but just by putting it in the little dock, in the charging dock, it's so easy, so quick, looks so clean on like your thing.
They've just done a fantastic job.
Mailbag today. We've got a big one, and I reckon we've had the question of 2022 has been sent through to us. So we're going to get into that today. Charlotte, is it Merticus?
Charlotte Merticus
says, biggest ick in a girl or top 5. Love the potty, by the way. Now, just to preference it, like this is from a female, and we are going to answer this as best we can. I feel like we could walk into a bit of this is like a bit of a trap.
I think when we set out to, you know, create the brand NTF, we wanted to make sure we create a comfortable space both for males and females. Naturally, our audience is probably, I think, 70% male, 30% female. And, you know, we've always been huge advocates for, you know, responsibly teaching our audience who are predominantly male to, you know, when there are lots of those issues coming up with women not feeling safe on the streets and lots of heinous acts performed by a minority of men, really kind of advocating that, you know, we need to step up as males. So this is kind of a controversial question here, so I want to answer it as best and respectfully as we can, but also have our personality in there too.
Totally agree. So we've put down a few points. Mate, biggest ick in a girl, give us your number 1. This is point 1.
Point 1 here. So I think when I'm communicating with a girl, I want it to be like mature. I don't want to have to be texting the whole day. You know, we got stuff going on. And I think the biggest ick is when their main communication platform is on Snapchat.
Ooh, you hate to see it on Snapchat. What's your Snapchat? Do you get that a bit?
I have been asked for a fair bit.
Nothing more flattening, I reckon.
Yeah, if you guys do want to add it, it's Anabolic Gabe, but I don't actually accept anyone. So yeah, you can just watch my stories on that.
So,
but there's going to be a part 2 on if your number 1 communication platform is Snapchat, and that is if your Snapchat score is over 1 million. Brother, you're talking to the whole world. Like, who aren't you talking to at this stage? My Snapchat score is like 10,000.
I don't even know what mine is, to be honest, but that sounds hectic. A million is a lot. You'd have to be doing hours on Snapchat.
They'd probably be the ones with like a streak with 150 different. Look, I don't want to presume, but 150 different blokes they got streaks with. I don't know what's been sent in there. It's an absolute battlefield.
Yep, you're a
I
dog,
text
mate.
like 2 people.
Yep.
And I don't even send Snapchats really.
So ideal form of communication then?
Probably written letter, in person,
smoke
phone
signals,
call, email, smoke signals. Even like a green text message, not a blue one. Yeah.
Shit, that's authentic. Mm-hmm. All right, good. Well, next one is something that we've kind of had to. We were discussing it before with kind of a bit of growth on social media is unsolicited nudes. Mate, fuck off.
Yeah, literally. People probably think we're joking about this as well.
Oh, it's disgusting. Honestly, like, so you'll be having a good day.
Yeah.
You open your phone, message request, and it's a photo, and it's like you kind of walk into it. Yeah. You open it up. Oh God, what have I done?
What have I done?
And it comes from both genders. So I'd say that for me, like, mate, that's pretty horrible. So unsolicited nudes is a real big one.
My split's probably 10% males, and when they throw you off when you get one from a male.
They get you.
Oh, they get you. Jesus, like to be honest, like it's fucking disgusting. And females probably like 90%. It's like, my response is like, dude, that's so fucking cool, but I didn't ask.
What, do you respond?
No. That's just like my mental response.
Yeah. Ugh.
Yeah.
It's pretty hectic. So don't
don't do that.
Probably not What's the next one?
The next one, if the girl does not like kids, animals, pets,
what's going on there?
Ick. That's an ick for me. It's like, it's pretty cold-hearted, It's not very, biologically friendly, where humans are designed to procreate, to make more of themselves and to reproduce.
Yep.
Why don't you like kids? Why don't you like animals?
Yeah, I think the animals one is a real big one for me. Like, maybe at our age I can understand. Like, I'm not great with kids, but I want kids one day. But like when they're around me, I'm a little bit like, all right, mate, fuck off.
I think we're both big animal people as well.
But animals, I don't understand how you can't like an animal.
Yeah. Conversely, so I was with a girl just getting coffee once, walking the dog, and this little girl, like 3 years old, comes up and say, "Oh, can I pet the dog?"
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah. And I was like, just responded how I would, kept in conversation with the little toddler girl. I can't remember how old she was. And the girl actually reported afterwards, like she said that was like the most attractive thing. 'Cause it was like, you're good with kids and you were like, that could be like our daughter one day kind of thing. And she found that very, not like because she was actively thinking that's attractive. I think biologically, it's like if they're good with kids, they can kind of support and things like that. She found that really attractive. So guys and girls, I reckon, good with kids, good with animals. It's the big one.
That's good. I like that, mate. Good work. Yeah. That's a good one. Now, our next one is a pretty big one, and it's new friends at each birthday. Mm-hmm. It's like one year goes around, there's a whole new set of friends.
Yeah.
And like, I don't know, like from what I've seen, at least girls can get a little bit bitchy and so can guys, but
they can hold a grudge for a very long time. It is the Cold War here. I think if there's a new set of friends rocking up to your birthday dinner every year, it's a red flag and it's also an ick.
Yeah. Yep. Big red flag.
Yeah, because I think a girl needs to have, a stable friendship group, and it speaks waves in my opinion. It's just like enough said there.
Totally agree. What's our last one?
So the last one, it's a personal favourite of mine, and that is number 1, if they drive a Suzuki Swift.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to say what that car has been labelled before. I think it's a bit
it's not it.
Politically incorrect. But if the Suzuki Swift has scratch rims on it as well, I think that's an ick for me. A couple of whoopsies over the curb. Whoopsies. X Games.
That's the classic. My wheels are my parking sensors. Oh,
Mate, I park in the middle of the street with my rims because, like, when you have a sports car, they kind of like come out more than the low profile tires, something like that. And I remember first year of driving, I learned that the hard way. I scratched the shit out of my rims. So now I just park in the middle of the road and have the neighbours complaining about how they almost hit my car.
Maybe I'll put a photo up on the screen if you're watching of the note that was left on your car.
Oh, mate. Mate, say it to my face then, mate.
Yeah,
say it to my face.
What, they're just going to wait outside?
Come at me. Yeah, they're probably like waiting out the window.
Let's go. Anyway, there's our top 5 Icks.
I could go on about Icks forever because I think through a couple of years of experience, I've become the most selective. Like the tiniest thing will go, nah. I don't know if anyone's watched Seinfeld, but Jerry Seinfeld is like the slightest thing. No, I don't know. It's just quite selective, I'd say. So I could go on. If you guys want a part 2, let us know.
Yep, that's good. Well, hopefully we didn't offend too many people through that. We are not misogynistic pigs.
No, we're not.
We're just having a chat.
What's the opposite of misogynistic?
Support.
Good.
Feminists.
We're just good.
Yeah, we're good.
Yeah, we're good.
We're good. So, rest of the mailbag. It's still brimming. We've got a few questions to get through. What's our first question?
First question is from Tex Simpson. Is a regular contributor to the podcast.
Thank you, mate.
He says, Louis' favourite moment on the footy field.
So, I'm not good enough to start talking about when I kicked 15 goals or anything, but I'm going to talk about a funny moment, which is when my first and only concussion. So I was playing, it was like one of my first senior games, and I was like, the ball went over my head. I turned around to go get the ball, and then someone's shoulder just straight through my head. I was like knocked out. I was on the ground for a little bit. Anyway, I kept trying to play, but then I realised I was like grabbing the ball and holding my mouth guard. I was like, oh, something's not right. So I went off, and you get a lot of tests. So like the medic will be like, asking you, all right, I want you to remember the cat, the dog, the orange, the apple, in that order. So then she'll wait like a minute. Yeah. And then in a minute, okay, what was that? And you go, the cat, the dog, the orange, and the apple. So like I was doing all these tests, but I couldn't quite get like all the way through. So I wasn't quite right. And then this funny guy on our team goes, "Oi, Louis, what's your debit card number?" And like asking for my PIN. And like I rattled it off straight away because I thought it was another test. And that was like pretty rattling because I was like, fuck, I'm not good.
Did you remember the whole number?
Nah, not the number on the card, as in just my PIN. Like, what's your PIN number?
Yeah, right.
And I was like rattling it off. Oh, it's so-and-so. And then, and I noticed when I was concussed, I was like super emotional.
Yeah.
So some people get like really angry, really emotional, like it's like heightened of emotions.
Dude, yeah.
And I was like fucking wound up as about getting concussed. So yeah.
Yeah, that reminds me of the time I got hit by a car when I was riding a bike. And the car actually went through a red light, like a hook turn, went through a clear red light, and I was cycling through, and they hit me, and it was on like a main intersection in the city.
Yeah.
And like everyone's coming around, crowding around, and I was so embarrassed, even though it wasn't my fault. So I put the chain back on my bike and cycled out of there. Coincidentally, I didn't cycle for the next 2 years because I was so shook from that.
Yeah, you were rattled by that.
Yeah, but I had to go to hospital. I was concussed, but I rode and try to get out of there as quick as possible. 15 meters down the road, I started having like a panic attack and started crying for no reason.
Yeah.
I don't know why. So then I called my dad, and then he's just like, I walked home and took ages and then went to the hospital. Yeah. But yeah, like that emotional thing, that's crazy. Like,
yeah, it's really weird. I remember like blinking back tears. I'm like, fuck, what is wrong with me? Like and being like pissed off about, just like small things. Have you seen that footage of Jack Revolt after he got concussed, and he's like a lot of people kind of laugh at it, but it's pretty sad. And he's like pretending to look down from the stairs, like, and he's pretending to hide because he doesn't want the cameras to see him, but he just got like so cleaned up. Yeah. And it's like the footage is pretty scary. Anyway, I'll show you after this.
It turns you into a different person, I think, when you get concussed.
Yep. Watch your head, people. You got to be careful. There we go.
Next question is from Tristan Malson, another regular contributor. He goes, "What are your thoughts on HIIT sessions? HIIT sessions.
High intensity.
Interval
training.
Yep.
Personally, not for me, mate.
But you do like your interval training for running.
Love interval training. That's true. But I'm not about to. You know what I see at the park and stuff is like older men and women like crawling on the ground and like doing all this hectic stuff with like a personal trainer.
5-star jumps.
Yeah, it's like I've always said. Look, if I ever do that, I reckon get me under a bench press or something.
Yeah. You've probably said worse things than that, but we'll keep it PG for this. PG. I think if your goal is to just work up a sweat and to have no particular trajectory to sort of any sort of goals, other than doing the hit session faster with more reps, then I think there is absolutely no point, unless it's like, actual running on the treadmill, or like there's high intensity intervals for like cycling or running or swimming, I'd imagine.
Yeah,
which can be very beneficial for, because it helps you towards like a certain goal. But I think, if it's those circuit, I don't want to name any names of particular brands that promote this kind of training, but I think there is literally no, it doesn't work you towards any goal.
I suppose the biggest issue with it, or the issue that I have with it, is often those brands you're talking about. It's like, come down, you're a first, new gym goer, and it's like, do as many deadlifts as you can in 30 seconds. And it's like, I wonder why they're walking away with slip discs.
I wonder why he's in a wheelchair out of the gym. It's like
120.
Yeah. For something like a deadlift, it's meant to be like a compound movement with like perfect execution and perfect load management to make sure there are no injuries. And it's just meant to be kind of an art form. If you're asking someone who's beginning to perform as many as they can in a certain amount of time, that is a recipe for disaster. And a lot of the time it's completely unregulated with a kind of instructor that doesn't actually understand like the movement. Like we've got literal specialists that work with us. Like it took me 2 years to build a perfect deadlift. It's just so unregulated, and that's why there are so many injuries and things like that.
I hate the idea of doing it under time. Like it's just, like we're just rushing it. Anyway, if you do it though, like we don't have anything against you. It's just not how we'd personally train.
Yep.
Now the next one from Tristan again says, has a triathlon ever been on the cards for you lads? It got me thinking, mate, we could like, if we did an NTF triathlon,
like one of those sprint tries.
Yeah.
I don't want to do Ironman.
Nah, bugger that. But we'd be pretty good.
Yeah.
You on the bike.
Yep.
I'll do the running. We're both not great swimmers though.
Nah.
So maybe we could like select the best swimmer of the NTF followers.
Well, yeah. What am I thinking? So I'll get the TT bike, get a disc wheel, and I'll just pump it. It's probably like a 10K, 20K sprint, mate. I'll fucking annihilate that.
Yeah.
You on the run, what do you reckon the run would be? Like 5K?
5K probably, yeah.
5K, mate. We are
18
setting...
minutes.
A lot of the time, I remember doing like corporate tries, and like they'd have someone in the run league who's like Mo Farah.
Yeah.
And they did like 4Ks and they're running in like 12 minutes.
Yeah.
It's like, fuck off. But then if you have like strong legs across it, it's like you make up for it, because a lot of the times the Mo Farah runner would have a 120 kilo cyclist who was some absolute fucking slob.
The big CEO.
The big CEO.
I'll go with him.
If we go, so me on the bike, set like a pretty elite time, but probably not the most elite. You on the run, elite time, but again, not the most elite. And then we just need a swimmer.
We need the swimmer. And the swimmer can't be us. We drown.
No, it can't be us.
If it's us, we need a lifeguard as well.
Well, because like Angus works for us, our email marketing guy, and I know he's a big surfer.
Surely he's good at swimming.
So he's probably good at paddling.
Yeah.
He's probably a good swimmer
Big
as
shoulders.
well. Yeah.
Okay, good. So, no, we haven't really thought about it, but we're thinking about it now. So, there you go.
If you're an elite swimmer, send us through your times, and
maybe we'll do it.
Yeah, actually, I do know a pretty good. Yeah, I know a few good swimmers, but yeah,
I don't know any. So, swimmers are kind of weird.
Yeah, no, just run or cycle, bro.
Just or have a beer or something. I don't know.
Have a beer.
It's kind of weird. So next up, we've got Lockie J29. He says, "Done my hammy. How do I still train?" Because you just did your hammy.
Yep.
So it's a good question, Lockie.
So I did a grade 2 tear. I had a lot of people going, bro, it's just pulled if you can still move around. It's like, shut the fuck up, Mr. Sports Doctor. So I had it properly diagnosed. It was a grade 2 hamstring tear, which takes 4 to 6 weeks until it's perfect again. I'm almost 4 weeks through and it's still feeling like deadlifts shit. Like I can still feel
really?
it. Yeah. Like I was doing hammy curls the other day. It's still, no good. But I can do a bunch of other stuff. So... first thing I would recommend you do is go to a really good physio. Don't go to a shit physio, go to a good physio. So we've got a really good physio, and they'll be able to, because, muscle tears and soft tissues can be very individual, I think, like different lengths, different areas, different sides, and that can kind of dictate what kind of movements you could do. So for me, mine was like 5 centimeters and it was slightly to the left. So I could do my physio is kind of like a hammy specialist. So he gave me a range of things I could do, put me on a really good rehab plan, and we update that each week and do like a check-in for strength, and we screen everything and whatnot. So we're in good hands. So get someone like that, because I don't want to say, oh, you can do these movements, but your hammy tear is actually completely different, and then you just tear it off the bone and you need surgery or something. So
and then we got a lawsuit.
Yeah, get the proper advice that you need. But the kind of general advice I've received on hamstring tears is you can still train pretty much straight away. There's something you can do, like For me, my bench press was fairly unaffected by it, so I could still train upper body. About 2 weeks on from the tear, I could squat, obviously slowly upping the weight. I think, I could cycle pretty much a week after. So you can definitely integrate training. It's just get the proper advice and see how it is for you, I'd say.
Yeah, definitely. I think like we were talking about it when you did your hammy, and it's like how lucky we are to have this full support team around who's just ready to go.
Yep.
Like if there is an injury, it's like when I did my wrist, when you did your hammy, it's like within 2 days, within a day, you've seen a physio, our coach has already modified our plan.
Yep.
We're changing our diet for it. So yeah, like you're putting in these kind of early precautions so that when you do get injured, you can just pull the trigger.
Yep. So I hope we've helped out there, Lockie.
Now, next one, we'll keep anonymous.
Yeah, we'll keep it anonymous.
So just because it's a bit how you're going. But we get asked how to stop wanking.
Yeah. I'd say just stop.
Just don't do it. You know when you're about to do it, just don't do it.
Yeah.
There's a few other things in life where that kind of applies as well, Gab.
Just don't do it, dude. Like,
it's like if you are at the tab, like the wife and kids are at home, haven't been fed, and it's like you're about to put a bed on, just don't do it.
Why would you do it?
Just don't go on the app.
Yeah.
You know, so our biggest tip for how to stop wanking is just stop, bro.
I hope that helps.
I hope that helps.
And if you do it, like, there's going to be serious issues.
Mate, if you do it after you don't want to do it, after you said you don't want to do it, mate, have a bit of strength.
You're a shell of a man.
Kind of the same thing with smoking. I get there's addiction and stuff, but
mate, just stop.
Just grow up. Just
grow up a bit. Would you have some bloody discipline?
Just don't do it. I can already see the comments. You guys lost my respect when you said that you should just stop gambling or you should just stop smoking.
Bro, it ain't that deep. Like, seriously.
It's not that deep.
Dude, I'll open up here, right? In Malaysia, we were all, cigarettes were cheap there, right? And so study break, I'd go and have a Marlboro Gold because they were bloody $5 a packet, and everyone.
It's the most social thing.
The uni captain or whatever would be having a dart before a soccer game. It was just in the culture there, and it was great fun. And if I ever go back to Malaysia again, I'll do it because they're so cheap and it's just good culture. I stopped as soon as I got back because it's just, you stop.
You might have had a few days, you're like, I wouldn't mind a dart.
Yeah, bro, just stop.
Just don't do it.
Hard.
No. If someone goes, I have one, you go, nah.
No, I don't want one. But, when I see I'm walking down the street at 8 a.m. and someone's having a dart, I'm like, dude, that's fucking disgusting. What are you doing?
Yeah. Wake and smoke.
Yeah.
Let's chat.
Yeah. Ew.
So, just stop. That's all I got.
Yep. Well, thanks, guys. If you want to support us, buy our programs, buy our merch, use our code NTF.
Yep.
And stay good.
Stay good. Thanks so much for listening. If you listen this far, we love you. We appreciate you. See you next episode.